Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to talk about my favourite ride or die skincare and grooming products that I go back to again and again. I try so many different new products, more than sometimes I normally would, but one of the reasons why I do is because I always want to give you guys the latest skincare news and reviews on different products. But I always do find myself trying different things, which is great. But there are certain products that I always go back to again and again and that I really love, and that is what I'm going to talk about in today's video. If you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can also ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. That's usually on Wednesdays and Sundays. There's plenty of grooming tips and tutorials on how to create natural makeup looks. Sorry if the background seems a bit strange. There's like a palm tree, there's some plants on the tables and stuff. It's all a bit crazy in here because I'm going to London tomorrow. But I just really wanted to film here because I feel like the light is particularly amazing. So yeah. Okay, so let's get started with some of my favourite products. I've got them kind of listed here on my phone. I had to really think about it. There were certain things that I just instantly knew, and then there were a couple of things that I had to, just remind myself of, even though they're already sitting in my bathroom. One of them is the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. Now, some of you might be thinking, what? Because I'm quite serious about my skincare. I like really targeted products that really do deliver results within the skin. So yeah, some of you might be thinking Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser, that's really not a standout product. But I love that product because I think that it's a great simple cleanser that will take off your makeup, if it's light makeup that you wear. If it's heavy Estee Lauder double wear foundation, then it probably won't work on that. But for my natural makeup that I use, which is often from Glossier, and some SPF, I think that it does a great job and I really love it. But I think that what I love most about it is I just love the texture and I love the way that it smells. It's fragranced with rose water, and as you guys know, I'm not always a fan of fragranced products, but this is just from the rose water. It's nothing too hardcore. It's a cleanser. It hasn't got any potentially irritating ingredients in it, such as vitamin C or acids or anything like that. And for me, it just works. I love the way it smells. I love the texture of it. And I just really enjoy using it to the point that I go back to it again and again. Another product from Glossier is the Stretch Concealer. I've tried a few different concealers. I do really like the one from Charlotte Tilbury. But for under the eyes, I feel like the Stretch Concealer by Glossier is just such a unique product that I just haven't found anything that's quite like it. It's quite a natural result, which is exactly what I'm looking for from a concealer. I love that about it. It really is a stretch concealer. I'm wearing it under my eyes right now, and I just love that it doesn't go too dry. My problem with concealers is that my under eyes, no matter how much I seem to, hydrate them and moisturize them, my under eyes seem to just always get really dry and dehydrated. And that is nice, and it almost is quite wet when you first put it on, and you can just tap it into place and then it dries down really nice. It almost has like a bit of a greasy texture to it when you first put it on, but it does dry down and it doesn't leave a greasy finish on the skin. It just ticks all the boxes for me, and I really love it. And so far I haven't found another concealer that works quite as well for me. Another product that you have probably seen me talk about so many times is the Ordinary Marine Hyaluronics. This has to be the best hydrating serum in the world that I have ever tried. It is so good. And what I love about it is that it's so affordable. It's from The Ordinary, so it's like £5, and so it's easy to replenish, but I just haven't managed to find a hydrating hyaluronic acid serum at any price point that works quite as well as this one. Now, it's not exactly hyaluronic acid, but it acts in the same way as hyaluronic acid. And I love that it's got a water-like texture, so it doesn't leave any stickiness, any greasiness on the skin whatsoever. It absorbs really well and really quickly within the skin, and it's just brilliant. If your skin is particularly dehydrated, you put it on, and if your skin just drinks it up, which is what my skin does sometimes, especially if I'm in the city or especially during the winter, I just keep putting it on until my skin has had enough and it's properly hydrated. That's the thing with hyaluronic acid serum. Sometimes you can put it on and you feel like you've put enough on, but sometimes your skin is really thirsty and you need to use more. So by all means, just add another layer of it until your skin has had enough. And then afterwards, I've just got the most lovely, dewy, juicy skin, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love that product so much. I hope that they never ever discontinue that. I must actually send them an email just to tell them not to. You might have seen the review I did on the Drunk Elephant lip balm. I'll link it up above. But in a nutshell, it's a lovely, lovely lip balm, but it just didn't deliver how I thought it was going to deliver. So I was a little bit disappointed. And then I decided to go back to Carmex, and I've used Carmex lip balm on and off for years. And for the first time, I actually looked at the ingredients list, and this has got salicylic acid in, which I thought was really, really interesting. So if you get cold sores in the winter or when you're run down or anything like that, then this could be a good lip balm for you. It's got a slightly mentholy smell to it, but it's just really good. It lasts for ages. It comes in a pot, which isn't ideal. It's not the most hygienic, but as lip balms go, it's super affordable. You can get it in the drugstore. Well, you can get it in the drugstore in the UK. I'm not sure if you can get it in the US. So I'll have to look for that, and I'll try and put a link to it down below. But it's a really good, no fuss, affordable lip balm that works really, really well. Going back to serums, another one that I think is truly unique is the copper amino isolate serum from The Ordinary. Again, it's like the marine hyaluronics in that it's very liquidy and it disappears into the skin. The effects of this creep up on you. You don't necessarily feel like your skin looks amazing straight away, but as you continue using it, I just feel like the skin gets really clear and really bright, really kind of just generally healthy looking, and I love that about it. And it's not till I stop using it then I notice that my skin just kind of starts to look a little bit dull and not as just generally healthy and glowing as it had when I was using it. And that's something I've gone back to again and again, and I'm actually about to start a new bottle of it, so I'm really excited about that. But basically it contains copper peptides at a really strong percentage. From what I know, they're quite an expensive ingredient to formulate with, and that is why not that many brands use them, because the way that brands formulate their products, they would have to charge that at a really expensive price point. But we all know the way that Deciem work with their products. They kind of do it as affordably as they can. They don't bother really with the advertising campaigns in magazines that other brands do, and they just do things generally differently so that they can spend more money on the products. And that's one of the things that I love about Deciem. So what you're getting with this is, whilst it's still quite pricey, you do get a really excellent quality product that will heal. It's really good for wrinkles, it's really good for anti-aging, it's just generally good for the skin, and it will benefit everyone. And it's so unique that I feel like there isn't anything quite like it out there. But if it is a little bit too expensive for you, then you can look at the buffet from The Ordinary with copper peptides, which is also a really, really good serum. There are some additional benefits to that because you have got the buffet mixed with the copper peptides, so there's some additional stuff going on. It's a really good, slightly more affordable alternative. It's still around £28, I think, so it's really still quite expensive for The Ordinary, but that is just based on what it costs to make. Okay, so I had to get this one from my bathroom because I couldn't remember the name. I've got it here, and it's called Ultra Gentle Shower Gel, and it's from Bioderma. You can get it online in these huge tubs, and it isn't so expensive then, but my skin, like especially more on my body, can sometimes be sensitive to fragrance in body creams, shower gels, anything really skincare related. So I try to use something quite sensitive. And the funny thing is I think this has actually got a little bit, yes it has, it contains fragrance, but it's formulated specifically for sensitive skin, and I can use it without any problems whatsoever. The fragrance is very mild. I don't even really notice it, but it's interesting that it's in there, but whatever it is that they put in it as a formula works really well and doesn't give me any irritation, because sometimes I can get a little bit of eczema if it's something that I'm allergic to, and this works very, very well. So the last one I'm going to talk about is by a British hair care brand called Philip Kingsley, and he's got a particular shampoo called Flaky Itchy Scalp. Now, I don't necessarily have massive problems with my scalp in terms of dandruff, but my scalp can get a little bit dry in the winter, and this shampoo, no matter what your scalp type is, but particularly if you have got scalp conditions like psoriasis or dandruff and things like that, it's really good for those conditions. But in my case, I just really like it to keep a healthy scalp. I think that everyone should take care of their scalp, because it's always good to make sure that it's clear from kind of like dead skin in exactly the same way as your skin is. It ensures that the hair can grow through as thick as it's supposed to grow through, and as quickly and as healthy as possible. So I always make sure that I use products that care for my scalp, and that is a really, really good one. I hope you thought this video was fun and useful. I think that it's always good and interesting to know the types of products that people go back to again and again. It's always nice to hear about new products, but I think that it's the ones that people use again and again that are really, really interesting and worth knowing about. If you've got any suggestions for future videos, then let me know in the comments below, and also let me know which are your favourite products. I always love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.